here on the Cover 3 podcast as we continue our look from around week 1 in college football, where, as I mentioned, the number 1 team on the country went on the road into the shoe and came up short. 14-7 is your final as Ohio State takes down the Texas Longhorns. There is a lot of disappointment around Arch Manning's debut as the Texas Longhorns full-time starter. There is a lot of excitement about the way that this Buckeyes defense played with a lot of new faces and a new defensive coordinator in Matt Patricia. Tom, I'll let you get first word here. What were some of your biggest takeaways?
My biggest takeaways were Arch Manning was far from the only problem on the Texas offense. Arch Manning did not play well, so I'm not making excuses for him. He missed throws. He missed open guys. He started pressing. He stood in the pocket too long. He stared down receivers. He did all the kinds of things you would expect an inexperienced quarterback to do in the road in a tough environment. But he didn't get a whole hell of a lot of help either from his coaching staff, from his running backs, from his wide receivers, from his offensive line. It was a piss poor effort from Texas for the most part for 60 minutes. They did not look like a number 1 team in the country to me. They looked like a team with a lot of questions, and a lot of them remain because they sure as hell weren't answered today. And Chip, we were on the post game together on HQ. My MVP of the game is Matt Patricia, because I was watching this game, and I mean, there was a lot of attention paid to Jim Knowles leaving because he's Jim Knowles. He won a national title at Ohio State, and then he leaves and goes to a conference rival in Penn State. But it's not like Matt Patricia is some no-name replacing him. And while like last year, Wink Martindale came from the NFL and took over Michigan's defense, and it felt like it took him about a month or so to really kind of get his feet and his bearings as far as what it takes to win on the college level. Matt Patricia seemed to know right away what the hell he was doing with Ohio State's defense, even with a lot of new faces, because Texas had no idea what Ohio State was doing before the snap. They were disguising everything. They were waiting until after the snap before declaring. They were bringing pressure from different places. They were bringing different blitzes. They were faking blitzes. They were doing all sorts of stuff to completely confuse the hell out of Arch Manning, and it worked. And also, it felt like at times they knew every single route that Texas's receivers were running. Either that or Texas's receivers are terrible, because Ohio State's defensive backs were on them like Velcro. There was very little separation. It was just an absolutely clinical performance from the Ohio State defense, so much so that Ohio State's offense had 203 total yards, scored only 14 points, and still beat the number 1 team in the country. So, I mean, it's just an absolute masterclass by Matt Patricia, pure and simple.
I don't see it totally differently. I see it a little bit differently. I thought basically Ohio State dared Texas to execute. Like, there were some open guys. Sark did scheme some guys open. He didn't scheme a ton of guys just WTFO, down the field. Like, there were not a lot of massive busts by Ohio State over the top. They were going to make them earn it. They were going to let Texas run the ball a little bit if Texas could commit to the run and do so when they were -1 in the box. I don't know how ESPN grades this, right? I'm sure other services have different numbers, but according to ESPN, I saw the stat on SportsCenter after the game. 37% off target rate for Arch Manning is the worst number for a Texas starting quarterback in the last 10 years. That was rough. He has got to be better. I thought he was a little bit jittery in the pocket. I thought at times Texas offensive line held up, and he's vacating the pocket too early. That was a little bit concerning to me, because I don't know if that's something that is going to get fixed immediately. And you probably will not play a better back 7 than Ohio State in the SEC, but you will play better fronts than Ohio State, in my opinion, in the SEC. So if he's kind of jittery when there's not a ton of pressure around him, that could be an issue for Ohio State going forward.
He didn't play well.
Sorry, for Texas going forward. Excuse me.
I mean, that's like that. Yeah. So I was driving back from the office to the hotel, and it was, I had the national sports radio, and it's going to be really toxic. We're sitting here on Saturday night. I'm just telling you, Monday, it's going to be rough. The Because here was the line of thinking. It was like, I don't. My dad used to tell me to eat my vegetables. I didn't want to eat my vegetables, okay? Because I don't want to be force fed. And I've been force fed Arch Manning, and I was sold a bad bill of goods because that was terrible. He's not that good. I mean, it's just this kid is going to get buried, and I know he has talent. I know he has tools, and I believe that he did not play close. Potentially anywhere close to his full potential. And it happened on a huge stage with everybody watching. He will have better games. But it is, and to Arch's credit, post-game press conference, he said it starts with me. He said, we didn't show up. We didn't make the plays. I hate that this happened. You don't want to be 0-1. We can get better. It starts with me. I wasn't great.
The irony is, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I thought you were finished. Go ahead.
I mean, I wanted to prepare as we get to talk Saturday night before anybody else gets to talk, and as a lot of people listen to us. I mean, we've got a great audience right now. Appreciate everybody in the tailgate hanging out. A lot of people listen to us on Sunday mornings. I just wanted to at least prepare. I know it's so strange. I wanted to offer something measured, but I just wanted to prepare everyone that all of your surface level, I don't watch college football. I don't talk about college football. Like Arch pooping his pants on this stage is going to break contain, as they say. Mm-hmm. And I'm not excited about that. That is not my favorite storyline coming out of the weekend.
No. And the irony is all the people who were yelling at you, not you, but just people that were yelling about how Arch Manning is overrated because of his name, now are going to tell you he sucks after one game in which he was playing on the road against the defending national champs in the first game of the season. It's like
against a defense that might be the best defense in the country.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's not a finished product. He's clearly not. Neither was Julian Sayin, who, he had his numbers were worse than I think than they actually were because of the drops that they had, particularly early in the game. I mean, Max Clare had a terrible drop along the sidelines on a ball that hit him right in the hands. But in Max Clare's defense, I don't think he's been hit in the hands by a pass in 3 years. He was playing at Purdue, folks. All right, cut him some damn slack. Jeremiah Smith dropped a couple of passes, had to change his gloves. But what I really was impressed by was just the way that the ball does come out of his hands. Like there's a lot of zip on those throws, pretty spirals. Just got to learn to catch them a little bit better. And I was concerned. Ohio State's offensive line to me did not look great. I was impressed by Texas's defensive line, especially on the interior where my bigger questions were for them. It looks like Texas may have done it for the third straight year at the tackle position. So kudos to them. Kudos to them for finding those guys, bringing them in and getting them ready. But the run game struggled. The receivers were dropping things. It was not a pretty performance for the Ohio State offense, but they did enough or just enough to get the job done.
What happened to what's up with the sidearm?
I don't know.
With Arches?
Yeah, like
it's a lot of like shoulder thing,
like Jake Plummer style sidearm stuff going on here.
Yeah, some of that.
A little, yeah. I'm not saying he's hurt. I have no idea. I don't want to start that. When you watch that, what does your brain think? Like something looks weird here.
Yeah, I do not want to try to cosplay as a throwing mechanics expert. So I'm gonna let y'all I'm gonna let the athletes and the scout take the lead on that one. But I'm not sure if I've got an explanation for it.
I will say, like, for all the problems that Texas had, it was good to see that they're still just as good in the red zone.
As in not good for those who haven't put two and two together. Yeah. The continuing trend, as Tom, as you and I were talking about on CBS Sports HQ after the game, all of Texas's red zone issues do not appear to be fixed whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And did you look at any tape of what happens when teams try to just run up the middle on Ohio State's defense? Just because they've got 8 new starters doesn't mean that they are not still totally committed to being able to stuff you. Because for all of the things that did not look good, Texas had a chance to tie this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they played like crap, and they had a chance to tie it in the last minutes of the fourth quarter.
But I'll throw this one at you. I know I kind of mentioned it earlier to Tom. Do you think Texas has the wide receivers to having a passing game that scares people?
think they have receivers who scare a lot of teams. I don't know.
Not every team.
Yeah. Like, do you feel good about this receiver group if you had to go in the playoffs? I don't.
Not after what I saw today.
I don't think so. No. I mean, look at the target share here. I mean, Parker Livingston is 4 targets. DeAndre Moore had 6 yards on 4 targets, 2 catches. I mean,
CJ Baxter and Jack Andrews are your leading receivers in terms of actually completions. I mean, that's checkdowns, baby.
That's some Iowa ass offense right there.
Oh, or do you know what I said? I said it was like Penn State last year.
Yeah.
Which means you could be destined for a Penn State 2024 type scenario. You can be awesome, but there is a ceiling, and that ceiling is not hoisting a trophy on the final Monday night of the season. So, look, we know Ryan Wingo's fast. DeAndre Moore has flashed. I thought Parker Livingstone made a great play to be able to pull in that touchdown pass. It was a good catch. So, maybe there's something there that that can continue to develop. But if we want to look at areas where Texas can improve to win a national championship, which is not an unfair standard for me to hold to the number 1 team in the country, then there's some growth. And the good news is in the playoff, you've got time for that. But yeah, this is not a team that's ready to go win it all right now. Not many teams in the country looked like they were ready to win it all right now, but Texas certainly has room to grow. They
still could, but we can definitively say like Texas is nowhere close to Death Star status, which I do think there was a chance. Like if Arch just came out and just lights out, like, shoot, okay, so Texas has the best defense in the country, and then now Arch Manning's everything that he was supposed to be. Good night. It'll be a fun season, but everybody else might be playing for second. That's not the case right now. Like, this national title race looks wide open.
100%. All right, let's. Anything else here before we keep it moving?
I think, like, despite the pedestrian numbers, I thought Sayan was fine.
Yeah. He was the bus driver in the best way.
Yeah, I thought he
was on time.
I would be encouraged.
Yeah.
Like is Claire and Jeremiah gonna have those drops repeatedly? I kind of doubt it.
And Carnell Tate's insane, like underthrown ball on the 40-yard touchdown catch, and Carnell Tate bails you out because how nice is it that Carnell Tate is the other receiver right there? Yeah.
Is Ryan Day grateful for Arch Manning's struggle so nobody's asking him about the nipple piercing?
Jeez.
I mean,
do we have the picture?
I don't know if we have the picture ready, but if you saw the picture, it certainly looks like it.
Hey, man, you win a national title.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It was like, I didn't see that coming.
That's where my mind went, is at some point that man must have said, if we win it all, ...
That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to find out.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like, that was a couple beers with Jack Sawyer one night, and it turned into that. Coach, if we win it, will you do this? And
some folks in the tailgaters think this was Photoshop.
I don't think it was Photoshopped. It was taken off of a television. The photo I saw.
Not the first shot. My biggest question is that I could not tell if the other one was also pierced, because I would think double nipple piercing is less strange than single nipple piercing. I would want nipple symmetry.
Sam's comment in the chat: TSA is going to be tricky.
I like the one that
I love our fans.
He had a Ryan's belt at his chest plate.
Yeah, no, I had it as, so hey, remember Rick Pitino's championship tattoo?
Yeah.
After Louisville won it in 2013. Yeah, Rick Pitino has a huge Louisville tattoo on his like back shoulder.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and it was the same thing. If we win it all, I'll get a tattoo. And the whole team was like, okay, coach, cut down the nets. I mean, Louisville took down the damn banner because of NCAA issues, but Rick Pitino can't take off that tattoo.
He's still got Thug Life and Old English across his stomach.